Hello and welcome to Online Marketing's Creating Your Client Conversation. This is Step 5, Mental Triggers. So hello and welcome back to Step 5 of the continuation of Creating Your Client Conversation. To recap our strategy, what we want is to unify your marketing message across all your online marketing assets, like your website, social media, and email marketing. So you educate and engage the prospect as they go down the buying path. So you do this by creating a conversation that offers insight about their core issue and activates many mental triggers, which helps position you as the obvious choice in their search for a solution. After you've educated and engaged the prospect during the sales process, you'll provide an offer that's superior to your competition and use scarcity to help them become your client. So that's the strategy. Now, how do you do that? Now that you're really clear about your persona and your client's persona, the next step is to answer this key question. How does your solution uniquely solve your client's core issues? The overall foundation to the conversation is to talk about how your service or solution solves your client's core issues, challenges, or pain. So get out your notes from Step 3, and we want to record all the different ways you solve your client's needs onto one document. Don't be concerned if they are unique or not, or in any particular order. The idea here is to get them all on a Word document or a Google Doc so we can sort them in the next step. Most practitioners are talking about their modality and their specifications, or what you do. If you can elevate your conversation above this, you'll find tremendous transformation with not only increased sales, but with a much happier and passionate client. When you're creating your message for a marketing campaign, it should always start with the understanding of the client's core problems, issues, or struggles. Then you offer your unique solution to their problem in a way that educates them or gets them thinking differently about their issue, like you hopefully did in Step 3. A key goal in your client conversation is providing some insight for your client. This should be something new and valuable about their life in a way that leads to your unique strengths. It's no longer enough to talk about the value of your solution, but you need to articulate the unique value your solution provides that will solve your client's core issues. Many practitioners struggle with this, as a recent statistic showed only 14% of companies' so-called unique benefits were perceived by their clients as both unique and beneficial. To help you understand your unique benefit, this is why we spent so much time on Step 3 in understanding you and your competitors' strengths and weaknesses. When crafting a conversation, it's most beneficial to use the psychology of selling to activate mental triggers to help them move through the process. While there are many mental triggers that can be used, here's a list of some of my favorites. We'll use these mental triggers in our Welcome series, but for now, it's good to understand them to use these different triggers to stimulate ideas about how you can structure your conversation and lead the prospect down the buying path so they'll see you as the obvious choice when they're ready to be your client. So the first mental trigger is likability. The likability factor has become one of the biggest advantages small businesses have over large and personal corporations. The simple fact that people like doing business with people they like. And in this age of ever-increasing digital communications, we're all looking for an increased connection and authenticity. We are big believers in this, as our Experience Marketing PMF under our LifePulse brand, we found that likability was a huge factor in our success, as many of our clients felt like they knew us and were friends. So the next mental trigger is authenticity. I'm not really sure if this is a mental trigger, but we feel it's one of the most important elements to a successful campaign. And we've done testing that shows that it alone can double your sales. It should also be built into your persona, and I'm mentioning it again here. Authenticity shows your real self, your secret sauce. Everyone has this, but few know what it is, and even fewer remain loyal to it. Clients love it and may be the single biggest factor in success. So if you get this one thing right, it will transform your business and even your life. So know your authentic self and trust it to resonate with your best clients. Community. Community is a very powerful mental trigger, as people value being part of a community very highly, and they try very hard to act in accordance with how they think the people in the community are supposed to act. In our business of helping people become a PMF practitioner, one of the most compelling differentiators for us was the community of international practitioners Sherry created. People love being a part of something cool. And anytime you can create a community of like-minded people, it'll become a great, unique benefit that will help your sales tremendously. Events and rituals. People love events, and when you can turn a marketing activity into an event, you instantly make your marketing magnetic. Like community, it makes them feel like they're part of something bigger than themselves. This is one of the reasons why people get so caught up in their sports team. A big part of this trigger is the idea of ritual. When people go through an event, it becomes something of a ritual, and people love rituals. This is what religion taps into and what people crave. When you can incorporate ritual and make your marketing an event, you will transform your client's buying experience. Social proof. Like community, people are social creatures, and when they're unsure of what to do, they like to act when they see other people acting. The whole social media thing is proof of the popularity of social proof. Look how a restaurant can be transformed when they get top ratings from Travelocity. This is also a key way small business can outmarket the big ones, because it takes a personal touch to engage in social media and create visible social proof. We used Facebook to record the tremendous miracle stories our PMF product provided and had great success. If you just use your Facebook to post client success stories, the effort will be exponentially seen in sales. Trust. It's obviously easier to sell something if they trust you. Imagine a friend recommending you a product. In these days of fake everything, many people are justifiably skeptical about online marketing claims. So how do you break through this barrier of trust? One of the ways is time. When someone sees your performance over a period of time and really gets to know you, it's easier for them to trust you. Also, seeing proof in client testimonials is a good way to build trust. But trust must be real, and it's a bridge you can only burn once. Trust must be earned, and when you have it, it can make all the difference in the sales cycle. Reciprocity. The concept of reciprocity is that someone will feel obligated to give back to you if you give them something of value for free. One of the major ways you can differentiate you from your competition is to give away a real, meaningful advice that will add value to their life. It also helps build trust and establish you as an authority. When you go through a series of giving and receiving, reciprocity builds up and resistance to a sale is reduced, making the close much easier. Authority. People tend to follow people in authority, some more than others. Me, not so much. We often look for others to guide our decision, and following other people with authority helps us shortcut the decision-making process. Doctors do this subtly when they wear their white coats and surgery scrubs. I always laugh when I see chiropractors wearing the scrubs. But it does give you the impression that they're a doctor, even though they probably weren't just in surgery. In your practice, one way to create authority is for you to get your clients to do things and get them to move. With horses, it shows superiority if you can get them to move their feet. It's the same with people. It's subtle, but this is one of the reasons why doctors have the process that they have when getting you to fill out the forms and wait in the waiting room and then move to the exam rooms and then take off your clothes. By the time the doctor comes into the office with their white coat, you're so mentally ready to accept them as authority they could tell you anything and you'll believe them. This is not an accident, and you should develop similar steps to establish yourself as an authority in your practice. If you want to be more influential in your practice and marketing, it pays to be recognized as an authority. And the good news is that it's surprisingly easy to establish yourself as an authority. Scarcity. Scarcity and discounting are probably the most commonly used and abused. I'm not a big fan of scarcity because so many times it's fake scarcity, like withdrawing a discount after so much time has elapsed. The problem is we must do business after the time has expired, and if the clients let time go by, now you're really swimming upstream. With that said, real scarcity is very effective as people love to procrastinate, and scarcity can really help push them to decide. You can make scarcity work for you in a more subtle way by having a limited number of new appointments. You can add phrases like, "We are accepting new clients for a limited time," and then making very specific appointments for times like 2:45, and then not say that you're available anytime. These kind of things establish you as an authority. While this is just a short list of mental triggers, it's some of the more powerful ones you can use when creating your conversation with your client. Many of these triggers can be used in combination and layering. For example, trust and authority go hand in hand. It's easier to establish authority when you have trust. Generally, when you start the conversation, you want to start with a powerful piece of content that will help you start the reciprocity and establish you as an authority. As you progress, you can show social proof and develop a marketing event that begins to establish a community. And as you go toward the close, you introduce scarcity and hopefully have established some trust and authority that will ease the resistance to close. As you can see, there are many combinations of sequencing and layering of mental triggers that can contribute toward a successful conversation. Because everyone does not respond to the same triggers in the same way, it's important to use the layers and sequencing to build the triggers in a way that creates an irresistible promotion. As you move the client through the sales process, you will see how important regular communication is when using the sequencing and layering of mental triggers and building rapport with your prospective client. This is when the importance of an automated email sequence becomes most beneficial. Hopefully, understanding this overall strategy can help you understand what you uniquely offer your clients. So for this step of the course, the important points to think about as you list your benefits include: create your story by talking about what you want and about how your unique value will help solve your client's core issues. Tell your story in your own authentic persona. Provide insight for your client that's something new and valuable about their life in a way that leads to your unique strengths. And activate mental triggers to help you build trust, authority, reciprocity, to help them move the client through the sales process, and overcome objections and reduce the resistance to moving forward. Creating an irresistible offer using scarcity and the unique benefits in addition to discounting as an incentive to act now. So the action step for this week: before we create your client conversation in the form of a 4-email welcome series, I want you to start writing down specific ways you solve your client's pain, issues, challenges, or worries. In this exercise, don't be concerned if they're unique or not. We're looking for a list that we're going to group and prioritize in the later steps. For now, what we want are all the thoughts you've generated from all the previous steps onto one document. So most importantly, keep the momentum going and write down what you've learned right away. This is more brainstorming and not perfecting yet. So don't procrastinate or worry about having the perfect wording, although you will want to record the best ways of saying your message. These small steps toward your goal can be corrected along the way, so it's way better to do this now than waiting until it's perfect. So thanks for continuing on our journey to create your client conversation. I'll see you on the next video where we're going to group these benefits into the buyer's 3 stages of intentions. So thanks a lot.